Hey, this is Kenny's Audiophile Record Reviews. Thank you very much for viewing my video. As always, please like and subscribe. I sincerely appreciate that. In this video, I got 3 great jazz albums to review. One is by a magnificent, legendary jazz trumpet player, in my opinion, the greatest of all time. And one of these albums, matter of fact, I'll review it now. I believe this was recommended by one of my viewers as part of a comment that was left in the comment section in my previous video when I reviewed the Vince Guaraldi Charlie Brown Christmas album. This album is called Christmas Cookin', Jimmy Smith. This was issued in 1966 on Verve Records. And this was a thrift store find years and years ago, full of great Christmas songs, magnificent performances. I'll show you the song listing. Matter of fact, this was formerly part of the U.S. Air Force field library at one point. But like I said, there was a thrift store find years ago. And this is the song listing. And there are a lot of sensational musicians on this big band backing type of album, where you have Kenny Burrell on guitar, the trumpets are Ernie Royale and Bernie Glow, Grady Tate, drums, a lot of nice musicians on this album. And the arranger and conductor goes by the name of Billy Byers. Billy Byers is just of a star on this album as Jimmy Smith. Billy Byers hits you up with this almost like this Lalo Schifrin type of big band groove on this album, and the the marriage between Jimmy Smith on organ and arranging and conducting by Billy Byers is magnificent. It is a tremendous Christmas jazz album. There are great interpretations of these songs, like God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen is just simply sensational. And like I said, Billy Byers is just a superstar in terms of the way he arranged and conducted these songs, and giving Jimmy Smith space and time to solo. And like I said, that infusion and that marriage between the two is simply magnificent. But check out the song, God Rest Ye Merry Gentlemen, and the Christmas song is great, and also the song in here called We Three Kings is magnificent. Every song on here, from White Christmas to Silent Night, simply sensational, the way they interpret the songs. And like I said, the band arranging and conducting gets an A in my book in terms of the conducting and arrangement on this album. And Jimmy Smith is a star on this album as well. There's no doubt about it. And like I said, if you like that big band type of sound of Lalo Schifrin, you will like the backing band on this one too by Billy Byers. I'm giving the sound a 9. It was recorded well with Jimmy Smith in the middle of the sound stage. The performance, a stone cold 9 as well. This is a great Christmas album as far as I'm concerned. It was just a magnificent listen. I hadn't listened to this in a long time. But I believe one of my viewers mentioned a Jimmy Smith Christmas album, and this may be the one, and that gave me the inspiration to look for this in my collection. I highly recommend you check this album out on YouTube. Like I always say, listen to the music before you consider purchasing the music. But that one is, gosh, it was almost perfect, the union with Billy Byers when he arranging his arrangements and conducting, and Jimmy Smith organ. What a magnificent pairing. 9 in sound, 9 in performance. Christmas Cookin' Jimmy Smith on Verve Records. That is a stereo version. Check it out on YouTube. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Magnificent performance. Now this one I may have spoke about in many videos, but I'm not so sure I reviewed this album, so I'll do it in this video just to be sure. By the best jazz musician of all time? I think he is, but leave your comments in the comment section below. Miles Davis, Miles in the Sky. This album was released in 1968. This features Miles Davis trumpet, Herbie Hancock piano, including electric piano on this album, Wayne Shorter tenor sax, Ron Carter bass, Tony Williams drums, and you have the great George Benson on guitar on the song Paraphernalia. But the song starts out with this almost like soul funk infused vibe to it. The name of the song is Stuff. I will show you the song listing. And with the infusion of the organ on this album, and electric piano, I should say, and the great solos of Miles Davis and Wayne Shorter make this a magnificent listen if you have not heard this album before. Matter of fact, Miles Davis in the mid-'60s, he had a lot of great albums. If I remember at the end of this review, I'm a mention my favorite mid to late 60s Miles Davis album. I'm not counting Bitches Brew in that mix. But check out the song Stuff, where you have great solos by Miles Davis and Wayne Shorter. In the song Paraphernalia, I love how George Benson opens up with that great guitar line and through certain portions of that song. And again, the great play of Miles Davis and Wayne Shorter. And a song Black Comedy, I like how Miles Davis just hits you with that solo right out the start, that magnificent, powerful play by Miles Davis at the beginning of that song. And the song Country Sun, you want to listen to that because there's nice solos by Wayne Shorter on saxophone, tenor saxophone, and Herbie Hancock keyboards. Miles Davis, Miles in the Sky, that gets a 9 in performance and a 9 in sound. This is not my favorite Miles Davis, let's say mid to late 60s album. He did a lot of great albums, you know, this one, Miles in the Sky, In a Silent Way, The Sorcerer. He did a lot of great back-to-back albums in the mid to late 60s, but I think the one that I love the best during that period is probably, also I failed to mention, I don't know if I mentioned Miles Smiles, that's part of that group too, but I think my favorite one during that group, let's say 65 to 69, is probably The Sorcerer. The Sorcerer is a highly underrated Miles Davis album, and that album is sensational. And if I fail to show the label or the album of, matter of fact, that's coming up next. So I'll show this label coming up next for this album. I've Got a Woman, Jimmy McGriff at the organ. A very nice organ performance by Jimmy McGriff. This came out in 1962 when I was 2 years old. This was issued on Sue Records. I will show you the label of the record. This album features Jimmy McGriff organ, Morris Dow guitar, Mike Mills drums. Now I'll show you the song listing. And if you want to listen to this album, I would start off with not the title track, although the title track, I've Got a Woman, is quite magnificent. But I love the song All About My Girl because it has this infectious, like dance, vibe, and groove to it. So I would start off with All About My Girl because, like I said, I like the direction and the groove, the way they laid down the performance on that particular song. And their interpretation of Around Midnight with nice solos by Jimmy McGriff and Morris Dow on guitar is the one you want to listen to as well. And they do a version of The Sermon by Jimmy Smith. It's very good. Again, this was issued on Sue Records. This is the stereo version of a record. Again, a thrift store find from years and years ago. The stereo spread on this one is one that is not popular with stereo listening fans, where you have Jimmy McGriff in the left speaker and you have Morris Dow on guitar, Jackie Mills on drums in the right speaker. But in the middle of the soundstage, there's not a lot of ambiance. There's hardly any ambiance in the middle of the soundstage, just in the left and right speaker. Some may not like that stereo setup. Because of that, although the performance is quite good, I'm going to give the sound an 8 to 8.5 and the performance an 8.5 on this greatly performed Jimmy McGriff on organ album. Definitely check this one out. And as I said previously, check out the song All About My Girl, to a lesser degree Around Midnight, because their interpretation of the song Around Midnight, the Thelonious Monk composition, is very good. Jimmy McGriff on organ, I've Got a Woman. Check that one out on Sue Records. Those are my reviews for this video. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. Thank you very much for viewing. I really appreciate it that you take the time to watch my videos worldwide. Please like and subscribe. God bless, strong love, and more important than the music, let's keep the peace worldwide.